All right. Welcome, everybody, to the South Korea Study Abroad informational meeting. This will be the last meeting we're going to hold before the application deadline of May 1st. My name is Megan Swanson. I am a study abroad coordinator and the team leader for this WIXA program at Green River College. And I'm joined by a couple of other study abroad coordinators, Andres and Jaime, if you want to say hello.
Hi everyone, my name is Andres Montaño. I'm also a study abroad coordinator here at Green River College. I'm excited for this informational meeting.
Hi, my name is Jaime Kuhlman, and I'm the Director of Educational Planning and the Study Abroad Coordinator at Wenatchee Valley College.
All right, great. I'm sure some more people will join us as we go along, but we'll go ahead and get started. So, South Korea is a summer study abroad opportunity. And I don't know, I had two of the same slide there. The dates are July 1st through July 26th. So it's about a 4-week long program during summer quarter. And the host is a university that is very well known and has a very strong reputation as being sort of one of the elite universities in Korea. The name is Sogang University. It is located in Seoul, in the capital. And it's in an area that is surrounded by other universities nearby. It's very centrally located on public transit. There's 3 or 4 metro line stations that border the campus. So it gives you really good access to get around the city. So I'm going to play first, we're going to try to play a video from the school.
When you're launching a new product with a tight deadline,
you guys hear that?
Grammarly's tone suggestions can help.
Is it still okay?
We're not seeing the video though.
Okay, it didn't like going to full screen, I guess. Can you see it? Oh, I have to share the correct screen, huh? Just a moment. Better?
Yep.
You can figure out your dream and your vocation. This is my goal for you guys, okay? Welcome to Sogang University.
Obviously, I want to come to Korea because I'm learning Korean, but as for like what were my interest stems in that, it's honestly just I've wanted to learn a language for a while, and for like pretty much my whole life, Korean's been the only language that I had an interest in learning.
I hope to learn more about the culture, to get great friendships out of the program, great memories, great experiences, and just to live as a more open-minded and more experienced person. I saw that they had this exchange program in the summer, and I said, it's going to be a perfect opportunity. So that's how I ended up here.
One of the things I'm highly looking forward to that I'm very glad that the program is offering is visiting the DMZ zone. I find it very interesting. Another thing that interests me are the different palaces that are found here in Korea. So I'm very much looking forward to that and glad that it's part of the program.
The field trip opportunities to learn about more the Korean cultures and meet different people. I've watched videos online about people's experience and how people from all over the world came here, and I was very excited to meet new friends here as well. The hospitality of Sogang has been like perfect. I felt like welcomed from the students, from the teachers, from the staff. So I think that this summer will be something that I will cherish for a long time.
둘, 원.
This program was one of the few available, and comparing the other stuff, this had more to offer. Like we go on field trips, there are buddy programs, so I was like, Sogang University has a more fleshed out program that would be like easier to be in and meet new people. And it was more like Sogang was trying to give students more help than other unis, so I just came to Sogang instead.
All right, I got it. I tried to look around at different opportunities in Korea, and I still thought that this was like the best one because of how centered it is, and I liked all the programs and the buddy setup. So I just decided to go here because the program was just really well made. I just want to become a more cultured person, you know, like a global citizen, so I can understand more about other people's cultures rather than just stay within my own. I think I'll definitely be happy to have gone on this trip, and I feel like it'll definitely be like a fulfilling part of my life that I'll say, yeah, I did that, and it was fun.
Congratulations on your becoming the member of the Sogang family. I'm so proud of you guys for your becoming part of Sogang University.
Okay, I'm going to switch back to my other screen. All right, Andres, do you have an eye on the chat?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So in that program, hopefully that gave you a good real glimpse. That was filmed last summer, and we had about 7 students from Washington State Consortium of Colleges participating, and they were featured in that video in some of the shots. They had about 60 students participating last year from all over the world. So if you notice the captions from some of the students, they were from Australia or Europe or other states in the United States. So that's a cool, unique thing about this program is that you're going to meet students from other countries and universities. So it's a very good mix of people from around the world. In addition to the Korean students, they mentioned the buddy program. So there will be like afternoon optional buddy activities that you can do with local Korean students every week. All right, so here's a look at the academic side. So I know the video did a good job of featuring the cultural and social elements that you experience in the program, but the core of it is intensive studies in 1 or 2 classes for the equivalent of 5 or 10 credits. So you get to choose from a menu of available courses. They do offer Korean language options at the beginner or intermediate levels. And then there's this other list of other classes that are mostly social science based. So you've got gender, race, and class, which counts here as Sociology 101, math class, Korean history, Korean society, international relations, data and AI, software development, and international business. So, but there's a star here. So, and this is really important. Depending on which college you attend as your home college right now, each Washington college has different rules and slightly different classes that we offer and will be approved. So my advice to you is to pick 3 or 4 classes that you would be happy taking, and then talk to your study abroad coordinator about those to find out if they will be approved by your home campus. So this list is the ones that Green River approves. Your school might approve more or less than that. And then important note as well, if you are interested in taking the Korean language class, only Pierce College is one of the only colleges in our system that offers credit for Korean languages. So I know a lot of you from Spokane or Olympic colleges, so that's not a problem at all. What we will do is, because we all have the CTC Link system now, we can easily dual enroll you. So you will apply as like a temporary student at Pierce College for the summer term only and enroll just in that language class through them, unless you have some other needs that can be met by your college. I know Jama has like a special setup with one of her students where they're making it like a humanities course because the student doesn't really need official language credits. So all that to say, it's not super straightforward, but the advantage of that is you get more options to pick from in terms of academics. So in terms of what a week will look like on the program, you'll have your morning class block and your afternoon class block with a lunch break in between. So classes are 3 hours long, which is pretty intensive. Obviously, there will be some breaks during the classes. So if you sign up for one class, you're going to meet Monday through Thursday for 3 hours a day in that same class. And if you sign up for 2 classes, you will take the morning block and the afternoon block. The schedule on the Sogang website does show currently which classes are slated to occur in the morning versus the afternoon. So you can get a good look at how to balance your schedule, because not every single class will be offered in every single block. But I do know that Korean language will be offered in both time blocks. So that gives you even more flexibility to pick and choose if you are taking 2 classes total. So in the evenings, Monday through Thursday, there will be alternating club activities available. I think in the video, some of the clubs were featured, like the sporting activities or the tarot cards or photography group. So those are optional club activities you can be in. And then on the alternating Monday, Wednesdays, they have buddy activities for about an hour. So the buddies are great for helping you navigate the city, going to a specific location, helping you find your way there, and socializing or maybe practicing your language skills and making new friends while you do that. Those are optional again, but I definitely recommend participating as much as possible to get the most out of your time. Every Friday on the program will be a field trip day that is organized by the program, and they will help you, in terms of arranging the transportation for the day. They'll have the whole itinerary planned out. All you need to do is just show up and have a great time. And then on Saturdays, Sunday, weekends are your free time, but they may also host 1 or 2 special excursion, like day trips, that you can sign up to participate in for free. It's all included in the program fee. So none of the things you see here cost extra. It's all part of the program that's offered.
Megan, can you give me co-host so I can upload some images of the field trips?
Yeah.
If that's, or I can show it at the end.
No, yep, you're
Thank
good
you.
to go. Sure. Okay, next slide. So in terms of housing, you will live in campus dormitories that are right in the middle of the campus, so really close to where your classrooms will be. You will have a roommate, and that will be assigned just a couple weeks or a week before the program starts. And they might be somebody from Washington State. They could be somebody from another country. You'll fill out like a short housing survey when you get enrolled to help them try to match you. But if they're not your best friend, that's okay. You'll have tons of other people in the program to hang out with too. So there are private bathrooms in each dorm room, which is really nice. Certainly not something we have here in the US. And it's optional. to live in the dorms. I highly, highly recommend it unless you should happen to have family members who own a home or apartment in Seoul and they're willing to let you stay with them for 1 month. But otherwise, everybody chooses to stay in the dormitories, I think. So the cost of about $527 is included in the overall program fee accounting that we'll show you in a moment here. So again, I said you have the option to take either 1 or 2 classes. So the fee, of course, is different depending how many credits you want to take. So if you're going to just take one 5-credit class, the price breakdown is there on the left-hand side, and that includes the approximate amount that you would pay tuition to your home college. So if you get financial aid or, Running Start is going to cover your tuition, you wouldn't necessarily need to worry about that home college tuition line item. But the Sogang program fee, you'll pay directly to Sogang University online. And then you have to pay a small administrative fee to WICSA, which is our Washington State Community College Consortium for Study Abroad. And that's the grouping of colleges that pool our students together. And in exchange for that, we offer $500 summer scholarships. There'll be 2 available this summer that you could apply for and be eligible to win. And then on the right-hand side would be the price breakdown for taking 2 classes. So what increases there is that Sogang program fee and then the home college tuition line. Again, that varies depending on your exact home college tuition rate. So in addition to those costs, you will also need to pay for your own meals. Unfortunately, their cafeteria, I don't think is going to be up and operational in the summer. So, but not to worry, it's very cheap and easy to get your own food very, very close by, just within a few blocks walking distance. They have a back gate from the campus where you can go out and there's lots of vendors, cafes, street food that you can get for cheap, and stores or grocery kind of market style places. There's even some little ones on campus that you can buy stuff from. You will also need to pay for your own round trip airfare. So these are just estimates here. Of course, it depends on what kind of pricing you find and when you buy your ticket, what the actual price is going to be. We try to estimate on the high side, just so you're not shocked if the price is higher. So all we can do is list an average and our best guess. Sogang University does require that all students coming on the program must purchase medical insurance policy to cover you for accidents or sickness while you're in Korea. We estimate this will cost you around $75. We can send you a website where you can shop and compare different policies. It's sort of like buying car insurance, and you can choose the level of coverage and the rate that you're comfortable paying. And you do have to send proof that you've purchased that policy to Sogang University before they will let you come. So we can provide you with more information about that after you apply. And then there will be Wi-Fi on campus, but if you want to have local data, local SIM card or an eSIM situation, you would need to purchase that on your own as well. So you would add this total extras to the cost on the previous page to get your kind of total all-in investment. All right, I know I'm going kind of quickly through all of these details, but then we only have a couple more slides and then I'll stop and we'll just open it up for Q&A. So in terms of who's eligible to participate, any type of student can go, including Running Start, international, traditional, non-traditional, veteran students. You just need to meet the other bullet points here, which is be at least 17 years old by July 1st, complete at least 12 college level credits before you go with a cumulative 2.5 GPA or better. So those are the base eligibility criteria. if you meet those and you decide you want to apply, you would start by filling out an application at wixa.com, which is wccsa.com/apply. And on there gives very specific directions of what you will need to do and what you'll need to attach to your application. It's all digital, so it will ask you for a personal essay about why do you want to do this program, what do you hope to learn and get out of the experience. And that essay also can serve the dual purpose of helping you apply for the WICSA $500 scholarship. If that is of interest to you, all you have to do is check a box that says, yes, please consider me for the scholarship. So that makes it nice and easy. You also need to provide just the contact information for 2 people who have agreed to serve as references for you. One of them needs to be a faculty member, so either a high school teacher if you're a recent high school grad or running start, or a college teacher. The second one could also be from a teacher, or it could be from a boss or a coach, a supervisor, a mentor, but not a friend or family member. We cannot accept a recommendation from your parents because they're too biased, unfortunately. And then lastly, we would need a copy of your unofficial transcript, which you can request and get for free through CTC Link, because that's to prove if you've got that minimum 2.5 GPA. So after you apply, you will be invited to have an interview with your campus study abroad coordinator. And then usually you're told right away within 1 day if you're accepted to progress in the program. So again, that deadline to apply at wixa.com is May 1st. All right, last slide. So then upon getting accepted, you will need to go through some more paperwork steps to officially enroll in the program through Sogang University. So they have an online application form process as well. And then they will invoice you for that program fee that you pay to them directly. It says here that they will ask you to pay those fees within 2 weeks of applying through their system, but they did confirm with me that they're willing to leave that open up until June 1st, which is the final payment deadline. So you don't need to stress too much about, like, if you get accepted on May 5th, you know, the invoice is going to say pay within 2 weeks, but they told me you'll have, you know, the full 3.5 weeks until June 1st to get that payment into them. And then your college campus coordinator will help you figure out how to navigate the class registration process and pay any tuition that might be due to your home college to get those credits put onto your college transcript. A couple other keynotes. We will have a pre-departure orientation meeting, which is required to attend virtually or in person, depending where you live. If you don't want to make the trip, it will be here in Auburn at Green River College on a Saturday, May 11th. So that is pretty quick right after that application deadline. So please don't procrastinate too long. You want to make sure you're committed and then can make plans to be there at that meeting. And we will talk for about 3 or 4 hours about logistics, safety, travel tips, things like that. And then the June 1st, I already mentioned, is the final payment deadline for all of your fees. All right, so that was quite a lot of information, but we still have a lot of time left in the hour, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Andres, are there any questions right away that you want to address?
Yeah, there's been a few. I'm gonna go over again. So, all right. So in the list of premier classes, are they in English? If so, which ones aren't? So I said that all of the classes listed are in English unless language specific or the Korean language class. How many staff members in Korea are there to talk and assist you if needed? I believe there's a lot of assistance. They have multiple staff to support you. We have counterparts there, Jason and others that, you know, if you have any emergency or questions, they'll be there for you, and as well as your professors. Do utilities have translators or should be getting a translation app? I believe there's a lot of signs and in the transport and the stores in the transportation system, the stores and in the university that aren't in English. But if you have a Google Translate, if you're like out and about by yourself, that's a good idea to get it.
Yeah, one of the apps I know that our director recommends after having lived there is called Papago, Papago. I think it works maybe a little bit better in Asia. I tried it out in Japan. It worked really well. So it's like a visual translator. You just hold your camera up over the sign and then it will translate it to English for you while you're looking at your screen.
Awesome. And one says, I'm over 18 years old, but I'm still in high school. Am I eligible? If you're thinking or if you're already like a running start student, you might be able to, enroll to this program through us or any of the colleges from the consortium. But I don't know. Do you have a comment on that, Megan?
You have to have completed at least 12 college level credits before you could go. So if you're taking like college in the high school classes and you completed 12 of them with at least 2.5 GPA, technically you could be eligible. But if not, you would need to wait until next year. So you don't have to just be at GRC. You could be at any, consortium college. Does that answer that?
A second portion of that, can we get any type of financial aid for this program? So yes, you can get financial aid. You have to, go through your financial aid office and see what's could be an option for you. Usually they, that financial aid is applied towards like tuition mainly. But yeah, just talk to your advisor, your financial aid advisor, and they'll let you know. And I guess a second comment on that, if the classes that you pick, they must be part of your ed plan for that financial aid to kick in. So you got to make sure you talk to your advisors and the financial aid office. What needs to be paid or what needs to be included? Well, I believe Megan went over the what's included and what's not. If you have more questions, just feel free to reach out. There was a question of letter recommendations. I already, responded it. Your references don't get letters like requests for letters of recommendation. They get like a form type of survey, which is really easy and, easy to answer. And then, yeah, it has questions about like, your ability to succeed basically into the program. And it's very simple. This one I have an answer. Are there any odd laws or stuff that will get Americans in trouble? Things that we wouldn't think twice about here. Well, I guess if you follow the rules, like, respect others, you'll be fine. It's like everywhere. But I don't know if there's like a specific rule for like, I don't think so. Or I cannot think of one right now.
Yeah, the only thing that recently our director mentioned to me was like public displays of affection are really not appropriate. And that's something different from here, right? You won't see people cuddling on the train or kissing in public. That's not really welcome. It's pretty conservative in that manner. But otherwise, I think, yeah, you'd be fine if you follow the same laws as here. That's something we can also follow up more at the pre-departure orientation. And our director will be there with us. And he has lived in Korea for 7 years. So he could definitely, I'm sure, off the top of his head, answer that one for you.
Great. I know someone who is going on this trip. Is it possible to request room with them? Yes, you can. The Sogang University, they do like a survey, like a housing survey to try to match people that, will likely get along. But if you know someone, you can make that suggestion in that survey. How safe is the neighborhood? The neighborhood, well, it's in the heart of Seoul. It's right in downtown, and it's pretty safe. Is like an university area where there are like, 3 or 4 more universities, and it's very, alive, a lot of stores, a lot of buildings, and things to do. So in terms of safety, yeah, it's pretty much safe. If I'm done 10 classes, I will be able to get it, or if I'm done 10 classes, am I able to get it or mean credits?
I think so.
Yes, I think so. You just have to talk to your campus coordinator to see what's an option for you to get credit. As you know, this program has a pool of classes that you can choose from. Um, you might be able to get a few credits for, the remaining of those
I think,
classes that you haven't taken.
Andres, the question might be about eligibility criteria.
Oh,
So
okay, okay, okay.
yeah, we're talking about 12 credits. So
Credits.
usually a whole class in college is 5 credits, unless it's PE, which is usually 2 credits. So if you have taken 10 college classes, that's like 50 credits. So you would definitely be eligible to apply. If we did
Okay,
not answer that correctly, please clarify in the chat.
thank you. Any uniform or strict dress code? No, there's no uniforms.
No,
Do you?
but I think that people who went said, they dress more conservatively there. Like girls wear long skirts or pants and cover, a fair amount of skin. So that is the style, that's the fashion there. So short shorts and tank tops that show a lot of skin are they're not going to be a problem, but you might actually feel somewhat uncomfortable or self-conscious as you look at everybody else around you wearing more conservative clothes. So that's feedback I've heard from students themselves who said, oh, I wish I'd maybe brought something that covers, more up to my neck or longer skirt, just to kind of blend in. But of course, you can buy, in street markets or shops there, local fashion if you're interested.
What about for the guys? Is there any? Do they wear anything different, like shorts aren't allowed or something? Or
No, there's no rule against wearing shorts, but again, you might find them dressing a little bit more formally than you do here. Although it is summer, so it's gonna be hot and humid.
All right. Last question in the chat. It says, do you have to know Korean going there? You do not need to. As mentioned, like all the classes are in English, and even like in the transportation like system, everything is pretty accessible and easy to, learn. And you don't need to, if you have like the right apps and, read the signs, you'll be fine. Most of them are in English. So we students in the past, they haven't had any issues with Korean, language itself. Any more questions?
There was one in the chat. I don't know if we addressed the one about the acceptance rate or rejection
Oh,
rate.
yeah.
We accept most students who apply. It is pretty rare that a student would not be accepted. Especially if your GPA does not meet the 2.5 or it's barely at the 2.5, and your references, and when they fill out the survey, say, below average, or if they express any concerns, we do ask them, do you have any concerns about the student's ability to be successful on the program? So, if they said something like, I don't think the student is mature enough to handle themselves in a foreign country, that would be a red flag for us. But it's rare that we reject students. It's a first come, first serve, open enrollment type of basis. So as long as you, adequately meet the criteria, we try to err on the side of accepting. And there is no cap, so there's no limit to the number of students who can go. So it's not like competitive where we pit students against each other. It's just you're judged based on your own merits.
Are you going to email a recording? Yes, this session is being recorded, and we can email it, and we can also post it in our Green River Study Abroad website in the announcement sections. You'll be able to find it easily.
And I think we'll put it on wixa.com website as well.
All right. I know some other students have asked questions about like how accessible is food there or how affordable. Um, so in Sogang University, it's really easy to get food and it's extremely cheap and it's really good quality food. They have like 3 cafeterias on campus, and they are, like I mentioned before, they're in the heart of Seoul, so they get access to like a different options around that area in the back gate area, which is behind the dormitory, and then you'll find a lot of like restaurants, cafes, karaoke's, and meals. They average like $5 per meal, and there's pretty good meals. And then for pricier, you'll be like $10 tops, and it's really high quality and really good food. Let me see, what else do we have? For these particular classes, I believe there's no like fees, or you don't have to worry about like get textbooks or have like allocated money for that. So that's one important thing to comment about. Mm, What else? There is no, when you get to Seoul, there is no one gonna be greet you at the airport, since everyone, arrives at different times. But they can probably send you, depending on the time that you arrive, they can send you a taxi. Uh, and you can go straight from the airport to Sogan. But if not, like I mentioned before, taxi and public transportation is really easy. And then you can get a card, I think it's the T-Money card, that you can load in any convenience store, and that works for taxis, buses, trains, like everything. So it's like super easy. That last one, it says, what all will be talk about the May meeting? Will be answering more in-depth questions about the school and classes. Is he referring about the pre-departure orientation? Okay. Yeah, well, the pre-departure orientation is like, more about like the program itself, like more specifics, the schedules and everything. We try to, get you guys to know each other, kind of like do icebreakers and tell you about like, cultural stuff that you have to keep in mind. It's like to prepare you for the trip.
Yeah, we also will talk about like money, best ways to have access to your money while you're there, cell phones, safety, different apps that will be helpful for you. Um, and you can even ask about like, places that you might want to go sightseeing around the city, like neighborhoods to explore. So getting more of those logistics out of the way. We, you know, we don't have a lot of information about the classes except that the syllabi are posted and published on their Sogang University website. So certainly we can provide you with those, but they are taught by their local professors. So we don't have much control or input on that yet. And last year was the first time we ran this program. So, we only have a small sampling of insight into, those specific classes those students took. Is there something, Reagan, that you were hoping that we will talk about at the May meeting that we haven't mentioned yet?
No, not really. I was just curious, like, what was gonna be talked about because I'm almost done filling out all of my application information. So I was just curious if there was anything else like I needed to know before the meeting or like that would be covered in the meeting.
Oh, yeah. Nope, you don't need to. I mean, just worry about getting your application in. And then that May meeting, we'll send you the agenda beforehand after you get accepted. Just make sure you save the date. It's usually from about 10 to 2, so that you have time. You don't have to wake up too early. You have the rest of your afternoon off.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, and also it's been mentioned before, but parents are welcome to come as well.
Yeah, and usually parents have more questions than students, and they kind of need their mind put at ease about safety concerns or logistics, and so we can easily answer those for them.
All right. I don't see any more questions, but feel free to type or open up your mic.
All right. Well, if you don't have any more questions, we'll close out the meeting, but we'll hang around for a few minutes if you want to ask us something one-on-one. And yeah, we will email out copies of this tomorrow. So I see one last question just came in. Can FAFSA cover the price of classes? So yeah, as Andres said, if the classes that you choose do count towards your ed plan, so if you're pursuing the AA transfer degree or, whatever degree you're pursuing, the class that you choose to take in South Korea has to fit into that ed plan requirement in terms of the distribution credits that you need. If so, then yes, FAFSA would cover the tuition like normal for the class that the class fee that you register at your home college. And if you get any additional funds, you would pocket that money and help put it towards, offsetting the cost of the program fee that you pay to Sogang. Will the May meeting also be available on Zoom? Yes, we will make it probably a hybrid meeting. Especially for those of you who live on the other side of the state. However, I would say, if you do have the means to come in person, it would be nice to meet the other students who are going to be in your cohort, but it's not required. So yes, you can Zoom in. Andres, do you want to take the next?
Am I allowed to do whatever I want on the weekends as long as it's legal, or does the school have extra rules? Yeah, as Megan mentioned before, like you have free weekends to go or do whatever you like. Yeah,
Yeah,
as long
I
as it's
think
legal.
there is a curfew after which they lock the doors of the dorm room. I think it's something like midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah, I believe it is 10 p.m., but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Paul mentioned that they have like guards, doing rounds, and it's not like you're gonna be stuck outside. Like you may have to find like a guard so they can, give you access, but it's good to be there on time or before that curfew. I believe they'll do like an orientation over there as well, and they'll explain the rules a little bit, more detail about like staying late and stuff. But yeah, as long as you don't bother others, that's don't mess with others people's sleep, you'll be fine.
Yeah. But I think there is one Saturday where there would be a day trip organized by the program. And you'll find out what that day is. So you wouldn't want to plan a big personal adventure on that day because probably it would be a cool trip that you want to participate in with the group.
Yeah. And oh, I uploaded those field trips images in the chat. So if you want to take a look at it, just download it. They're pretty cool, I must say.
If you think of more questions after this meeting, or you talk to your family and they think of questions, you're welcome to email us at studyabroad@greenriver.edu. So again, that's just studyabroad@greenriver.edu. Okay, second call, second to last call. For any final questions, you're welcome to unmute if there's something we haven't covered yet. If it's on your mind, probably somebody else is wondering it too. Okay, well, then I think we will go ahead and close it out. And